Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Ellen Foster from the School of Computing Science at the University of Glasgow. And today I'm going to talk to you about a question you might have wondered, which is, will artificial intelligence replace computer scientists? And to give you a spoiler, my answer to that is going to be no. So what is artificial intelligence? If you look at Wikipedia, the definition they give is the capability of computational systems to perform tasks typically associated with human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, problem-solving, perception, and decision-making. And artificial intelligence as a term has been around since at least the 1950s. And just before I go on with the rest of this, it's important to note that artificial intelligence is not the same as robotics, although robotics uses artificial intelligence quite a lot. Artificial intelligence is also not the same as large language models that you might have heard of, like Gemini or GPT, although those are a really interesting modern application of AI. But AI is more generally just trying to build computers that are able to do problem solving in kind of a similar way to the way humans do it. So let's talk about what AI can and can't do. So some things AI is really good at is spotting patterns in data. So looking for tumors in medical scans or detecting fraudulent transactions in banking data. AI is also really good at translating and summarizing text. AI is good at generating programming code snippets. AI is good at driving cars, playing games, holding conversations. An AI tool is really good at performing a narrow, well-defined task very quickly if you give it clear instructions. But what is AI not so good at? AI tools in general can't understand meaning or context like humans. AI can't itself make an ethical or a value-based decision. People have done some experimentation with using AI chatbots in kind of medical applications, and people find the output of the chatbot to be empathetic and high quality. But the thing is, that AI tool is not really empathetic. It didn't choose to be empathetic. It didn't really care about the patients it was responding to. It was trained to mimic empathy based on patterns in human text. And in general, AI is not so good at identifying what problems are worth solving, even though it's good at solving problems. So if you asked an AI to choose between things like curing cancer or dealing with climate change or optimizing traffic in a city, it would be able to solve any of those problems, but it wouldn't know which one of them to address. Another thing AI is not so good at is designing complex systems from scratch without guidance. You might have heard of the term vibe coding, where people try to get a tool to generate an entire website from scratch. Generally, that doesn't work well, because the thing is, AI is good at doing specific things, but if you wanted to build a whole end-to-end system, you still need a human in the loop. And that's why computer scientists won't be replaced by these tools. So what is computer science? What are computer scientists? Computer science is another area that's been around since at least the 1950s and probably earlier. In computer science, we do things like invent new algorithms, invent new architectures for computers. If we're doing AI things that need data, computer scientists could select and curate the training data so that the AI learns to do the correct things in certain contexts. Computer scientists are also good at defining the goals, defining the constraints, defining what the success criteria are, so giving the AI the instructions so that it's able to be successful at the tasks you give it. And computer scientists also have some really powerful tools that are able to ensure the safety and the fairness and the accountability and to verify the behavior of the AI. So if you want to really prove that some AI tool is doing the correct thing, then you need computer science to do that level of verification. In general, AI is a tool, and tools need both skilled makers to develop the tools and also skilled operators to use the tools correctly. And that's where the humans and the computer scientists come into the loop. If you think back for a second, I said AI has been around since the 1950s as a concept. In the 50s, people had some very early optimism. They believed AI could match human intelligence within decades, so there was a surge of funding for that. And then in the 70s, people realized they'd been working on this for a couple decades. There wasn't a whole lot of progress out of very sort of lab-based things. So there was what people call the AI winter, so funding was really cut to that area. In the 80s, people developed some systems that we now call expert systems, which would do AI reasoning in very, very specific domains. And there was some peak in that a little bit from the commercial side, and then interest collapsed again. In the 90s and 2000s, there was progress in areas, so speech and vision, and also Google-type search was a really big application area for this kind of thing. And now, of course, there's deep learning and large language models, which are driving the biggest AI boom yet. But if you think back, hype kind of rises and falls, and funding kind of rises and falls. But core computing skills are essential through every cycle. It's the computer scientists who develop the new tools. It's also the computer scientists who understand how to use them and how to use them correctly and how to develop the next version of them. So skills in computer science are really future-proof. If you study computer science, you'll build a strong foundation in maths, logic, and problem solving. You also have a deep understanding how software actually works, not just AI software, but all software. And you'll also become extremely adaptable to new technologies and new industries. So a computer science degree would open doors to jobs in tech, finance, healthcare, robotics, research, and probably in areas that don't even exist right now. So I'll talk a little bit about how I use AI in my own work. So I said at the start, I do research in human-robot interaction with robots like this one. And my goal is really to make robots like that interact socially and meaningfully with humans in the real world. And in that context, AI is able to model human behavior, AI is able to mimic human behavior, but it really takes human insight to understand how to make that useful and safe and engaging for the people that talk to the robots. So the future of AI depends on people who understand humans and also understand machines. At the University of Glasgow, we have degrees that can help you build these skills. We have a degree in computing science, which gives you a broad foundation into a lot of areas, so programming, algorithms, software engineering, and also artificial intelligence. There's very flexible study routes in that degree. You can combine it with other subjects if you want. We have very strong links with industry as well, so you get a lot of real-world experience on that degree. And we also have a newer degree in artificial intelligence, which focuses really on machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, and robotics. It gives you a strong foundation in maths and computing science. And that degree combines theory with a whole lot of hands-on projects, including real-world applications. So to answer my question from the start, AI won't replace computer scientists, but the best computer scientists will be the ones shaping the future of AI. And if you want to shape the future of technology in this way, the AI and CS degrees at the University of Glasgow are a great place to start.